going on, Minnesota and Oliver? Y'all gotta hold on just a minute. I'm still trying to get set up. I tried to use a webcam and it was a disaster. I don't know what it is about YouTube and their webcam stuff, but you can never get it to work from off the computer. I can get it to work on my phone, but I can never get it to work on the computer. Oh Lord. Trying to get this to post so I can see y'all's comments on YouTube. Here we go. All right. Oh, haying is wet. I can tell you that. We ain't getting nothing done. It's just been really wet here. I'm hoping Saturday I'm gonna cut, Sunday I'm gonna cut, and hopefully Monday cut. Um, I've got 60 acres I'm gonna try to cut down Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday I'm gonna get Dad to help me. We're gonna gotta cut another 80 acres to go with it, and hopefully that'll get us a good week going. Hopefully, but we'll see. I'm planning on doing some square baling, round rolling, and mostly round rolls. Probably gonna pull out both balers, but round rollers this week. Kelson Gunther, I hope that's what that says. I'm just getting started in cutting hay, and what's the best round baler that you can think of? Klaus. Um, Klaus, McHale, or probably the Lely. Um, I don't know what Vermeer is going to do. I've heard that they're going to keep making that baler, but I don't see how because AGCO owns the rights to Lely, or bought Lely out. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. I've heard both sides that it's going to end, and I've heard that they're going to keep it. And if you go on Vermeer's website, they've taken it all down. All the pro balers except for the 404, and they helped develop the 404. So I don't know. Yeah, I hadn't seen the pieces on the cup holders yet. Of course, I hadn't climbed in one up at Cane's. I was there today. I took the tedder back. I can't get the rake. They sold it. I took it back and at the winter because I didn't want to, after it was here for a while, I didn't want to deal with if it something could happen to it or something. So I just took it back, and that way it's on their lot. And then I was going to go back and get it whenever I got ready for it, and they've sold them all. I mean, they're selling them like hotcakes, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. I can't get one just because of that. I mean that is the deal. There's not any. I hadn't done this in a while, so I'm a little nervous. Do I like New Holland? Yeah, they're okay. They got some. I like the skid steer I've got. I don't like the new skid steers. They've got a lot of emissions troubles with them, with the DPFs and everything on them, and the system that they have. My New Holland dealer told me not to buy one when we were looking for one. We were shopping new, and they told me not to buy one. That's what the New Holland dealer told me, not to buy one or a case. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Tractor-wise, I like that T5 DLH has got. Case, I'd probably like to try. I think it's the Magnum, but I don't have a dealer near me. The closest dealer I've got for cases is like 3 hours away or something. It's crazy. Krone, same deal. Krone's good company. We've had their stuff, but again, I've got to go all the way to South Carolina just to get something from Krone. Magnum is the row crop. Okay, so it must be the Maxim. And it's Magnum or Maxim. I don't know what it is. It's the one above the Farm All. Uh, I kind of, if I was gonna get one, I would want that instead of the farmhole. But yeah, it's well, you ain't too far from me up in Tennessee, BNC Farms. It's that way here. Uh, Helen, which is above us, they're flooded. The streets are got water in them. They're running through the cars. The lake over here next to us, they've opened the dam up now, full blast without shutting it off. I think for the next week because the lake's so high. Um, it's getting bad. If it don't quit raining, I don't know what's going to happen because I went by there today and the boat ramps when I went by the lake, they're like this. It's normally they're like this, kind of a little tilt. They're pulled all the way up on the bank as high as they can get them, and they're still doing this with the floats. So it's getting bad. Hopefully we're gonna get some drier weather. They're saying we are. Yeah, uh, we used to have about every dealer you could think of around here, and it's getting to where now. Of course, I live close to Atlanta. Uh, we're getting more suburban, and all there is lawnmower dealers, and you just can't get any hay equipment, tractors, or anything. So I'm kind of limited on what I even have available to me anymore. I mean, I have to drive a long ways. It's just to cane equipment from here. It's an hour for me, and that's my main dealer. There's a couple dealers closer. The two that are closer, I don't deal with. I've had bad relationships with them in the past. Their customer care, and I don't care nothing about dealing with them unless I have to. North Carolina's been so wet. Hey, about a month behind. Yeah, it's pretty well that way everywhere. Oh, convert DLH to Massey Ferguson. Hey, he did that on his own. I didn't have nothing to do with that. From my understanding, me and him talk every now and then through text and stuff, and he's pretty happy with that tractor. He's very happy from what he's told me with it. I did talk to him a little bit when he was buying it. He talked to me quite a bit actually about the tractor, questions and everything and whatnot. And we talked a lot about it and prices and just different things. So uh, I did kind of have a little something to do with that. But he made the choice, man. I didn't. He picked up the phone, and I didn't even know he was even thinking about it. And I knew a week before everybody else, or a week and a half, that he'd purchased the tractor. Um, so that was pretty cool to see that, and I'm glad he's happy with it. I was afraid it might be a disaster, and that would really been bad. um, been in a heat wave, almost 100 all last week. Where do you live at? Or I guess it's Minnesota, all around Deary, Minnesota. It's that hot up there. Uh, it's been close to 90, and we had a few days it got to 90, but not towards 100 yet. Our humidity's been ridiculous. It's been 80% or better. That's what's killing us right now. You can just walk outside and it'll just suck the life out of you. That's why we have to ted so much hay here. Everybody's always asking me, do you ted all your hay? We ted hay the whole season, except for maybe the end of July. The last week of July, we might get away with not tedding some fields. And I don't like doing it then because when you rake it, the bales don't seem to look as good because the windrows are different because we use a wheel rake. And I do not want a rotary rake before anybody says anything because that's just more expense and everything else, and parts to break, and then things are expensive. And my grandpa would probably destroy it before it was over with. Ever used biocalcium on the hayfield instead of lime? No, we haven't. We've always just used lime. I can actually get lime pretty cheap. The cost of lime ain't what kills you. It's putting it on is what hurts so bad. I'd like to get me a spreader wagon, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time. How many acres you farm? Can't tell you that. can't tell y'all everything. Come on now. I don't tell that because everybody else that lives around here would be renting land and everything else, and I just don't want to deal with it. Some things you keep private. We've been in the mid 90s, all in high 80s, low 90s. Y'all are lucky we still aren't in the hay here in West Virginia. Few people are, but we don't. We won't be until mid to late June. Yeah, I got family up there. My wife's family lives in West Virginia. It's a lot colder up there than it is here. Where her family lives, I don't know how it is where you live, but it's just like this. And I feel sorry for those guys up there. I mean, that is, whew. How long you been cutting hay? We've been if you mean this year, we started back in the last week of April. I want to say it was, or third week of April. If you want to know how long I've been personally cutting hay, I've been in a hayfield. God, I've been on tractors raking hay and doing stuff. I used to ride with my grandpa till I was 7, and then when I was 7 years old, I started raking hay by myself. That was really where I started in fluffing. And I've run equipment ever since then. I've been doing this for 21 years now. I've got 21 years of experience in the hay business. I was young, but I was in it all. I did everything. Once I got to 10, I was doing everything. Besides round rolling, that was the only thing they wouldn't let me do. I cut hay, I fluffed hay, raked hay, did everything else that there was to do on the farm, you know, a little everything. When I finally got about 13, 14 years old, that was when we got the Sperry New Holland chain baler, and I started baling with it. And I started with an old piece of junk that nobody else would ever think about running, and around here, and it was something we used back in like the 80s. We had one of those, and that's what I started out with. I started out with the old crap. It was worn out. It seen better days. I fixed it, put it back together, and that's what they made me bale with. I started with that, and then I went to Vermeer 504L, and it was a hand-me-down from my dad, and then I got the Klaus. And I run the M a lot before we got the Klaus. Why do you love Johnson grass so much? Trevor Jones, man, come on. Me and Dan was talking about you boys over there in y'all's area today saying all that crap. Hey, y'all gonna have that crap. I don't care. Y'all in their multi business anyway. You don't care anyway. Square bale average per acre. Your fields look great. I don't know what the square average is because I haven't really tallied it, but rolls are 5 rolls plus an acre, depending on where we're at. So far, I have not had anything under 5 rolls an acre. Most of it's probably 6. Hey, I've been meaning to comment. 90 acres of hay. I'd have to haul equipment 40 minutes, but he wants $10 a bale for every 4 or 5 that comes off. Good deal. I'm guessing you mean you keep the hay and you get the 90 acres, and then he gets $10 a roll for the hay. If it's horse quality hay, yeah, it'd be worth that. I'd do it. If you can get it up and sell it as horse quality and get a good price for it. I don't know what you're getting on your hay. What steered you away from Massey hay baler? I haven't been steered away from Massey hay baler. I'd still, if you're talking about the new one, I haven't got to use it yet. If you're talking about the ones that they've got now on the market, I've made a video a while back, a long time ago when I first started on that, and I just the biggest thing I've got against that 2900 series baler is it's slow. I think it does a good job. I've seen mixed feelings on that baler. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I like the auto feature it has where it'll open and shut the tailgate for you. But as far as the baler itself, it's just slow. It's too big and bulky and slow. It's a good baler if you bale your own hay, maybe bale 1,500, 2,000 rolls a year uh, for your own cattle or something. It's probably that's perfect. But as far as doing commercial use and baling 2,000 plus bales a year like we do, I couldn't can't do that. I need something with speeds, fast, high production. The new baler that they've got coming, which Trevor Jones knows about, uh, it looks pretty good. It's the Lely. Um, I've seen pictures of it and watched videos of it. It's different than the 504 Vermeer. It's the actual Lely. I think it's the V something 160 or something like that. There's a number in front of it. I can't remember what it was that Lely had, and it's their actual baler. It's not the Vermeer version. Um, it looks good, but comes down to price, and also too, I'm happy with what I've got. So if I can't try something, I'm not going away from what I've got. That's kind of where I'm at. I like what I've got, and I want to try it out and see how it'll do before I make a change, whatever brand it is. So whoever can get me a baler here to try out, whatever brand it is, that's uh, that's got to happen first. I'm working on that. Kane's working with me on some things, but we'll see what happens. But if I don't get nothing to try, I'm gonna stick with the Klaus because I really like them. But even if I try it, I don't mean I'm gonna change because the Klaus balers, it's one of the top three balers on the market. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody says, "Oh, John Deere, this, and this, and that." All of them in the past 10 years have been copying the design off the Klaus. The Klaus was the first with the feed rudder. They've all copied that. The whole design of that baler has been copied in the past 10 years. We bought it when it first came out, and it was just a crapshoot. But we bought it as a backup, and it turned in to be the best baler we've ever had. There's a lot of y'all that's got them that watches this and says the same thing. Uh, the deal with that baler, though, is they people are going to get mad when they see this, and they're going to go to typing and everything, and they're going to get pissed at me. But everybody's copied it. Kuhn, Vicon, uh, Kubota, which is Vicon, um, Deere, Massey. I think that the McHale and the Lely design, and you could argue there's a few on the market. I'm gonna piss a lot of Deere people off right now. The Deere is nothing but a 9 with a pickup head stuck up underneath it. There's a copy of what those balers have for pickup. That's what it is. And I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me about that, but you go look at those balers and you go look at the other balers and you compare the chain size, the all the stuff about them, and really look at them, compare, and then you compare the price. You will see what I'm talking about. People get upset when you talk about brands. I don't care. Okay, I don't have a Massey baler. I've got a Klaus. I don't care. I have the best there is. McHale's a 50K baler. I've seen that pop up. So is a Klaus. You could get that out of the Klaus. But I'm choosing to get another baler because I don't want to deal with another. Oh, you're talking about the price. Okay, I thought you were talking about rolls. You could probably get that kind of hay out of a Klaus. You may have to replace parts, just like all of them. But depending on what your land conditions are and everything, they'll get that. The Trevor Jones is right. The Klaus is a $35,000 baler. You're looking at a McHale is 40s to 50s, and it's the same thing. I see people post videos all the time on forums and stuff. Some of y'all follow the same forums I do, like Hay Kings and stuff. You have to be a member of it to be a part of it. But they post videos all the time on that thing of people rolling hay that's got water squishing out. That hay I fluffed with the peckway the other day, I didn't film it because I was in a hurry. It looked just like that. It was pouring water out of the back of the thing, bales coming out, soaking wet. Looked like I had just run the mower over it. And I pulled it with a 95 horse tractor. And it went through it just like it was nothing. And I didn't even have it that loose. They haven't even squatted outside. And the problem with that baler is there's not a lot of dealers everywhere. Klaus is still trying to grow in the U.S. for a long time. They've been here a long time, but they're still trying to grow here in the U.S. and get a dealer support out there. I can get parts quick. The thing doesn't give any trouble hardly. When it does, it's just an adjustment I can make. Y'all, I've done more since I started YouTube to it than I have the entire time I've owned it. I haven't really done anything up till then. And I know y'all probably tired of hearing about this thing, but I mean, it's good. I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm not getting paid for it. I see something I like, I tell you. You can ask Trevor Jones in the comments. He's got one. He'll tell you the same exact thing. Let's see. What's up, Bagwell Farms? Thanks for all the cool videos. Greetings from Southwest VA. I bought the Kuhn SR108 G2 rake after seeing review. That is a good rake. It really is. Those are good wheel rakes. I want to try that Peckway to compare. But the Kuhn is a good rake. I've got one. It does have, ours has had teeth problems, but it didn't have the slots put in it for the flex up and down, so it doesn't have quite enough flex. Even with the springs, it gets a little too much pressure on our terraces. I think that's finally what I figured out is going on, is because when you run up on the side of the terraces with it, that's what causes it. But it's still not that bad. I mean, we may rake 100 acres or more and never have a tooth break out, and then it'll break out. So it's not too bad, but it is a headache. I would like to try that Peckway. So we'll see. Kane's going to get some more of them in, more tethers and stuff. And when he does, I'll see if I can't get one. Let's see. Hay Kings is a pretty good group. I've been in there for a while and like it, and the people. Yes, it's like a social media group just for hay equipment. My the actual Bagwell Farms Facebook page is nothing but, as far as the stuff I follow, is just Hay Kings and a few others. So it's all hay stuff. So I go on there and that's where I get my hay filled. But yeah, there's a lot of cool guys on there that's baling a lot more hay than I am, and with experience, and you can learn a lot. And I like that following that group. Patch and the guys, they've been real nice to me, that moderate it and everything. But another thing too is to get away from the hay. My wife showed me an article today where they're making like vegan burgers or something like that out of plants, and it tastes so close to meat, and they're genetically altered by scientists. Why would you want to eat that? You're basically eating a bunch of mush that's got fake food flavoring in it to make it taste like something. You want to eat a burger? Eat a burger. God, and not to mention it's going to hurt the cattle farmers of America. And they're calling it meat, and it's not meat. It's not even meat related. An animal is meat, not a plant. What's some cheaper equipment you would recommend for people just getting started in commercial baling? Depends on how much hay you're doing. Vermeer is a very good, got a lot of good balers to start out with. I had one of y'all ask me about that the other day. The R series is a very good baler that's got 3 different balers, and it can be a very good high production baler, or it can be a light duty baler, and you can pull it with a small tractor. They've took a lot of good designs. I don't know what the pricing is on them, but I'd say you can buy it. The Massey 1700 series baler, if you're looking at that realm, is a good, cheaper baler. The only bad thing about those is you have to cut the PTO off to eject the bales, and I've been harping on that forever. Uh, it's just the old Heston design. Uh, I mean, there's a lot of good lighter duty balers. If you're doing squares, look for an old Ford square baler. I had one. They bale really good, and they're bulletproof. Parts can be a little bit aggravating to find, but you can generally find those cheap, used inlines. There's a lot of those out there. You can run them things forever, and you can get parts cheap for those easily. That's one thing I found with the one we have is the parts are generally pretty reasonable and they're easy to get. Um, and you can go online to the AGCO parts books, and you can pull up the full parts catalog for that baler, all the way down to the last bolt. Oh, and then trying to, I mean, it's all pretty good stuff. Coon's got some lighter tethers. Massey has, it's pretty good. Klaus, the 4-star Klaus, is a very, very good lighter fluffer. It's almost so good that you could consider long stuff. A lot of people around here do. Um, what kind of mower conditioner did you have before this one? We are looking at two different ones right now, New Holland and Massey. What's your opinion? Both dealers close. Massey's razor bar is pretty good. Uh, they've got a really good looking conditioner now. That they had one the other day. I seen up there at the dealer at Canes, and they've you got to go and look on their website and pull up their equipment, because a lot of times you walk out on the lot and I don't know what it is, but some of the dealers won't carry certain stuff. They'll only carry the original Heston design mower, and that's about all you see. If you don't go on their page and look, they've actually got some heavy duty good mowers on there. uh, Massey stuff's pretty good. New Holland, uh, well, you can ask one only about that. I mean, I've never run a newer New Holland mower, so I don't know. You'd have to ask him, or maybe a few other, or DLH or somebody like that that's got more experience with those. I'd go Klaus. Klaus mowers are heavy. They're extremely heavy. They're reasonably priced. Um, I've been running the regular disc mower 5 years, six, I forget, and haven't done anything to it, y'all. Nothing. And we cut a lot of hay. Conditioner, same way. They may bite me this week saying that. I'm knocking on some wood. But they are good. I'm telling y'all. Coon is what I had before. The Coon was a very good cut mower. It did not give me any trouble up until we got rid of it. The rubber come off the rollers, and by the time I put rubber on them, I could just trade the mower in and buy the Klaus. So that's why we did that. The only trouble I had up till that point with the Coon was the neck where it mounts to the frame. The pieces of plate steel that come up and weld into the neck, one side broke loose. But that was probably because ours was not a 3-point mounted. That's one reason why I went with a 3-point this time. It was a drawbar mount, and those do not have a lot of flex left and right. So if you get on a real tilted ground and the mower's down here and it's up here with a drawbar mount with the squeeze plates they have in there, and you don't have a lot of flex, that puts a lot of pressure on that neck over time. You can't cause it to give. Now, before that, we had a chrome disc mower. We didn't have a conditioner. We just had disc mowers and a Coon. The Coon, I had to replace a couple disc heads when we hit stuff. That was about all we ever did to that mower. It was a very good mower. We got rid of it. I believe either, but then we had a chrome too. The chrome, this is going to be another controversial thing. I like Chrome equipment. They make good stuff. This is what happened with the mower I had, though. This is one reason why I didn't go back with Chrome. So everybody knows. I know I replaced at least 5 of the gear heads that went in there. I had a spare on hand with parts and bearings constantly to rebuild them. That's how often they were going out. Okay, that mower inside is a sealed bar. If one of those internal bearings goes out, you have to buy a new bar. By the time you buy a new bar, you can buy a new mower. So you have to think about that. The next thing I had trouble with the Krone was the 3-point arms broke off. One side of the 3-point arm sheared off, clean off, fell on the ground. That was a mess. Boy, I was pissed that day. Just riding, toting it across the field, just broke off. Something else happened with that mower. I can't. Oh, the cutout on the inside seized. When we hit a guide wire that the power company left out laying in the field, it locked up the mower. Well, rather than the cutout turning out and working for that drive shaft drive, it was seized and would not turn. Well, what happened was it destroyed the entire bar. The mower was not that old. Mower had a lot of acres to it, but it still had a lot left in it after we fixed everything else. And we had to get rid of it. So that was when I realized that we all hate belts because they're expensive when you have to replace them, but they're a lot cheaper than replacing an entire bar in a mower. If a clutch, one of those shaft things that are supposed to work don't work, and it was greased all the time. That was one thing on this farm that I made sure I greased all the time because I was so scared because that was the first one we ever had of it doing that. And it was 8-foot mower. So they've improved them a lot. They're a real heavy mower. They cut good. Chrome does, but me personally, I'm looking at, and we've done that before, and I've had to do some modifications to the canvases on other mowers. That's one. The Klauses are really heavy. They're up, to be honest. They're so heavy. Have you thought about something like Vermeer T1 1410? I know it doesn't condition, but for the amount of hay it can cut at once. Yeah, I like the looks of that thing. The only trouble I have is it's so wide it wouldn't work for me with all the terrace fields we have, because it would be as wide or wider than the area of the terrace. That's just kind of me limited to our ground that we have, and that's all that's available around here where we live. But they do look very nice. I think that is the way of the future for mowers is those fold-up pull-behind designs like that. I think you're going to see just about all manufacturers go to that, so that way people can buy wider mowers and still pull them down the road and whatnot and not have to worry about transporting it. Because that's one of the biggest reasons why we've never went over 10-foot is because they're a pain to transport. You can't haul them. You can't pull them down the road. Same thing with a windrower. We could technically get rid of everything and find a good used windrower somewhere, but the problem is they're too wide. I don't know why companies don't make a 10-foot or smaller one like they used to did, but they don't. So got a 700 G2. I'm guessing that's a Coon, just by the name of it. You need a motivated condition. If another thing about that is the conditioning part depends on your hay. If you're doing fescue, orchard grass, crabgrass, Bermuda grass, stuff like that, go with frails. They're a lot easier to pull. They can handle worry about rubber coming off rollers and paying to put rollers in it. You just replace some tines, and I've never put a tine one in the Klaus. Just for that's on the record. the biggest tractor is the McCormick. It's 105 rated. It's not that. I can tell you right now that tractor is not that. Either that or the 5400 is a lot more than what it's claimed to be. Same thing with the 4710. So really the one I put the big loads on is the 5400. So probably it would be the biggest one. The second biggest would probably be the 4710. It's got more snot to it than the McCormick does. I don't know what it is about that tractor, but it does. Well, I call it a McCormick. It's a case. It's stamped McCormick, but it's a case. That's what it is. All the parts say case. All the panels say case. I can take the model number off the case and go to the case dealership and get all the parts I need for the McCormick. It's a case, other than the engine. It's the only difference, and that's really what it is. The fuel tank says case on it. Everything says case, and that tractor. I don't know what the deal was with it, what happened, if just the quality of when it was being manufactured, because that was when the split happened between Case and basically International, or McCormick or whatever, when it's sold, split, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But they, the manufacturing on the thing was terrible. I just noticed, I looked out there the other day, I seen a wheel, felt like it was moving a little bit, and I looked at it today closer last time I was using it, and the kingpins on that tractor have slop in them, and it has 2,000 hours on it, and it's never had weights on the front, it's never had a front end loader, nothing, and it's just a light front end. And the thing is light. When you put the Klaus Mower on the back of it, you can feel how light it is on the front end, and it's got slop in it. So I don't know if that thing was just a one-off year. It was, I think 2004 was the first year that McCormick went into business, and Case just said to hell with you because they were building them for them, or what the deal was, I don't know, but the thing is crap. So don't buy a 2004. You might look at a 2005, 2006, or after, but a 2004 is junk. I can tell you right now, and a CX105, they are junk. The hydraulic lift on the back of it, put the mower on the back of it the other day, doing this number, up, down, full of hydraulic fluid, nothing wrong with it. That thing, it's doing a job that tractor should not even be an issue. I could do the same thing with the 383, and it's still giving trouble handling stuff. Let's see. Can't say enough about the 4710. Plenty of power. Yes, that thing's actually surprised me. It's got more power than the 46 did. A little more. The 46 is pretty stout, but it's got, that's the newer 3-cylinder engine, and it's got some pretty stout. It'll impress you. It really will. I'd like, when we do trade balers, I'm interested to see how it handles that Klaus, because that Klaus is tough pulling. It really is, but it does a real good job. Let's see. Have you ever considered getting a Fendt? I've actually set one. One of the big AGCO guys had one at Canes one day, and he had it shipped here. This was before they were here. Now they've started coming in. Here I've heard about up north, further towards New York, different places, and we don't have them down here. The biggest issue with a Fendt here is the cost. Those tractors are going to be outrageous compared to everything else. I mean, the Massey probably sells 90 for 120 horse. That same tractor in the Fendt, I'm going to bet it's going to probably be 120, 100, around that range, and I can't afford that. Most American farmers can't afford that. That's one of the biggest reasons why they haven't been here. We just, they're too, they're too expensive. Uh, they can't do nothing that you can't do with a cheaper, simpler tractor. They're nicer. You have a lot more features, and it makes you a lot more comfortable. But at the end of the day, if you can't pay for the thing, what good is it? That's kind of where I'm at. I love the looks of them. I've sat in that one. I really like the layout and everything, and I thought it looked really heavy and a well-built tractor, and I think it would probably be really good. But they they're going to have to either change them or something for us here in the U.S. if they're going to bring that brand here. But for me personally, I couldn't never justify paying for one. Um, that's the thing. I'm not going to pay a lease on a machine for 4 years and just constantly be paying leases to equipment companies or something like that. I'm not going to do it. Um, I don't want to do it, and it's just I just feel like it's too expensive. It's just kind of how I feel about them. But I do like the looks of them. They do look like good tractors. Justin Whitley. McCormick's had lots of issues in the older ones. Yep. Justin Whitley, my near case has had hydro and clutch replaced, but the older one has tons of hours and no problems. So luck to draw, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what the difference was. I really don't. If you park them next to one another, they're identical, cabs, everything. There's a few little things just about them different when you really look at them and compare them. They're pretty well the same. I really don't know. That's when we bought it. We thought we were getting an international, and it has not been the case. Ever since we got it, it didn't feel like it had the power it should. We used it for probably 4 years. It did really good and gave a lot of good service, but it's been downhill since. Last year it had a decent year. Didn't really give a lot of trouble. This year I'm kind of sensing some pains coming by the way it's been acting. One thing that I don't like I've noticed it does is when you push the clutch in uphill, even with a round roller on the back, it stops, and without you even holding the brakes, it just sits there, and it shouldn't do. It should take off backwards down the hill. So I'm kind of worried about that too. But and the next question is probably going to come: why do we still have them McCormick's? Because the trade-in value on it's terrible, and we couldn't afford to get rid of it, which I may have done said this, and buy something to replace it. So what we did is we got rid of the next best one for the money and that we could see actually getting rid of, which was the 46 for the 47, which is an improvement. Obviously it costs a little more and it's got a lot of nicer cab and everything else, but at the end of the day I still miss my 46. It was like I talked about in that one video, it was a good tractor. But that's enough for today. It's probably going to be Sunday before y'all see another video, unless something interesting happens. I've been busy, but I can't. There's just not been anything YouTube worthy, I guess. And I don't want to put crap out there for you guys to watch. It's boring. Y'all aren't going to want to watch it anyway. So probably Sunday before I get some more stuff out, because I'm going to be cutting all day Saturday, and I'll have to edit it Saturday night and then post it. But thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoy this. I'll see y'all next time.